There is nothing more frustrating than looking out at your hibiscus and seeing tons of healthy green foliage, but barely a single open flower. Or even worse, you spot a handful of promising buds forming, only to watch them turn yellow and drop off right before they open. Most gardeners assume their plant simply needs more all-purpose fertilizer or extra water. But the truth is, standard gardening habits often trigger the exact stress that shuts down flower production completely. If you want massive, vibrant blooms measuring 8 inches across, that pop open continuously from early June right through the very first frost of autumn, you don't need expensive specialty products or hours of daily labor. You just need to understand the simple biological triggers that force a hibiscus to shift all of its energy from growing plain leaves into pumping out giant, dinner plate blooms week after week. In this video, you're going to learn the 7 proven blooming secrets that will completely transform your hibiscus into an unstoppable flower factory this season. We'll cover everything from the exact morning hydration schedule that stops premature bud drop in its tracks, to the specific soil adjustment that unlocks dormant nutrients your plant is starving for. You'll discover how a simple, 2-minute pruning trick doubles your flower sites, how to protect delicate root systems during extreme summer heat waves, and the precise nutrient ratio that fuels giant flower size instead of wild, leggy branches. By the end of this guide, you'll know exactly how to give your hibiscus the perfect environment to thrive, with less guesswork, zero wasted money, and maximum visual impact in your garden. Make sure you watch all the way through to our recommendations, especially the number O&E feeding secret. It is easily the single biggest mistake that costs gardeners their blooms every single summer. Almost every common flowering fertilizer on garden center shelves is packed with a specific nutrient that standard perennials love, but that actually locks up a hibiscus's root system and prevents it from forming new buds entirely. Once you flip this single element in your feeding routine, you'll see new flower buds forming along every stem within 10 to 14 days. Before we jump into our countdown, there is one critical detail about your specific hibiscus type that determines how you should apply these tricks. Before we dive into trick number 7, we need to make sure you know exactly which type of hibiscus is sitting in your yard or container. Gardeners typically grow 2 main varieties: tropical hibiscus and hardy hibiscus. Tropical varieties have glossy, deep green, leathery leaves and come in bright shades like orange, peach, yellow, and dramatic multi-tone patterns. They thrive in heat, but cannot survive freezing winter temperatures. Hardy hibiscus, on the other hand, features heart-shaped or slightly maple-like matte green leaves, can survive harsh freezing winters right in the ground, and produces those massive, plate-sized blossoms in shades of red, white, pink, and plum. The beauty of the 7 secrets we are covering today is that they apply to both varieties, whether yours is planted directly in a garden bed or growing in a patio container. If you find these straightforward, practical gardening breakdowns helpful, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell notification. We put out clear, step-by-step garden care guides every single week to help you get bigger blooms, healthier plants, and a vibrant yard with way less effort. And let me know in the comments below, are you growing tropical or hardy hibiscus this year? And what color are your blooms? Now, let's jump straight into trick number 7. Starting off our countdown at trick number 7, the deep drench morning hydration rule. Hibiscus are thirsty plants, especially during hot summer afternoons. But shallow, frequent watering is one of the quickest ways to trigger yellowing leaves and premature bud drop, when you only wet the top few inches of soil in the middle of the day. High temperatures cause the water to evaporate before it ever reaches the deep root zone. Worse, wet foliage under direct midday sun invites fungal leaf spot. Instead, soak your plant thoroughly at soil level early in the morning, between 600 hours and 8 a.m. For container plants, water until it flows freely out of the bottom drainage holes. Then discard any standing water in the saucer after 30 minutes. For in-ground shrubs, give them a slow, Deep soak twice a week rather than a quick spray every afternoon. Morning watering charges the plant's internal water pressure before the heat builds up, giving your unopened buds the hydration they need to stay firmly attached to the stem. That brings us to trick number 6, the strategic deadhead and tip pinch technique. Hibiscus flowers generally last only 1 or 2 days before collapsing. If you leave that spent bloom on the branch, the plant immediately shifts its energy into swelling a green seed capsule instead of setting new flower buds. To keep bloom production moving, don't just pull off the dried petals. Use clean, sharp pruners or your fingernails to snap off the entire spent flower head right down to the base where it meets the stem, removing the embryonic seed pod entirely. In early summer, take this a step further by lightly pinching the soft terminal tips of any long, leggy stems. Hibiscus only blooms on fresh, new growth. Pinching that single tip forces 2 to 3 new side branches to develop from the lower nodes, effectively tripling your future flower sites in under 3 weeks. Moving into trick number 5, the soil acidification and iron unlock. You could supply the highest grade plant food in the world, but if your soil pH is off, your hibiscus literally cannot absorb it. Hibiscus thrive in slightly acidic conditions with a soil pH between 6.0 and 6.5. When soil or tap water is too alkaline, essential micronutrients like iron and manganese become chemically locked out of the root system. You'll recognize this issue immediately. The newest leaves will turn pale yellow while the veins stay dark green, a classic condition known as interveinal chlorosis. When a plant struggles to produce chlorophyll, bloom size shrinks drastically. To fix this, apply a light top dressing of elemental sulfur or use an iron chelate drench around the drip line once a month during active growth. Bringing that root zone back into the slightly acidic range immediately restores deep green leaf color and fuels the intense pigmentation needed for rich, vibrant petals. If you're already getting value out of these tips, don't forget to drop a quick like on the video. It really helps other gardeners discover these practical fixes. We're about to dive into our TOP4 blooming secrets, including the exact nutrient formula that doubles flower size. Before we continue, I'm curious, what's the biggest hibiscus flower you've ever grown in your garden? Let me know the variety or size down in the comments. Now, let's keep moving with trick number 4. Coming in at trick number 4, the root temperature and organic mulch barrier. Hibiscus foliage loves baking in full, direct sunlight, but the root system requires the exact opposite: cool, consistently moist, protected soil. When summer heat drives soil temperatures above 85 degrees Fahrenheit, hibiscus roots go into self-defense mode. The plant stops taking up nutrients, halts new cell division, and aborts immature flower buds before they ever have a chance to swell. If your hibiscus is growing in a dark plastic pot sitting directly on hot concrete or a sun-baked deck, the root ball can easily reach temperatures exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit within hours. To fix this, apply a 2 to 3 inch layer of natural organic mulch, like shredded hardwood bark or pine straw, right around the drip line of in-ground shrubs. Keep the mulch pulled back about 2 inches from the main woody trunk to prevent stem rot. For container-grown plants, use light-colored ceramic pots. Double pot them inside a larger decorative planter with an air gap, or slip a pot shade around the base. Keeping root temperatures TEN to 15 degrees cooler preserves delicate feeder roots, keeping water and nutrients surging up to your buds throughout the hottest weeks of July and August. That leads straight into trick number 3, the magnesium and Epsom salt foliar boost. Magnesium is the central atom in every single chlorophyll molecule inside your plant. Without adequate magnesium, your hibiscus cannot photosynthesize at peak efficiency, and energy levels crash just as the plant tries to push out heavy summer flushes. Sulfur, the other half of Epsom salt, aids in protein synthesis and enzyme production, which directly deepens flower color and petal thickness. Once a month during the peak growing season, mix 1 tablespoon of plain, unscented Epsom salt per gallon of tepid water. Pour half into the soil around the base, and use the other half to spray directly onto the tops and undersides of the leaves early in the morning before the sun gets strong. Foliar feeding bypasses root resistance and delivers magnesium directly into the leaf tissue within hours. Within a week, you'll notice a glossy, deep emerald sheen on the foliage and a noticeable surge in firm, heavy bud development. Now we arrive at our two biggest blooming secrets of all. Starting with trick number 2, the canopy aeration and center thinning hack. When a hibiscus bush becomes overly dense and crowded in the center, light cannot penetrate into the interior branches, and air circulation drops to near zero. This creates high humidity pockets where pests like whiteflies and spider mites thrive, while inner stems stop setting buds due to a lack of direct sunlight. Take your bypass pruners and look deep into the center of the shrub. Remove any weak, spindly, inward-growing branches that cross over larger stems, clearing out about 15 to 20% of the dense interior growth. Opening up the center allows dappled light to hit lower nodes and dramatically improves airflow. This light penetration triggers dormant nodes to produce sturdy new side shoots that quickly set flower buds, giving you a full, rounded shrub covered in blooms from top to bottom rather than just a few flowers at the very tips. And finally, our number 1 blooming secret, the high potassium, LOW phosphorus feeding formula. This is where the vast majority of gardeners accidentally sabotage their plants. For most flowering plants, traditional advice says to load up on high phosphorus bloom booster fertilizers with high middle numbers on the NPK label. But hibiscus have a unique biology. They are extremely sensitive to excess phosphorus. Heavy phosphorus builds up in the soil over time, creates insoluble mineral salts, and binds tightly to micronutrients like iron, zinc, and magnesium, completely locking them out of the plant. To get non-stop, dinner plate blooms. Hibiscus crave high potassium, moderate nitrogen, and very low phosphorus. Look for a fertilizer ratio close to 3:1:4 or 2:1:3, such as a September 3, 2013 or October 5, 2015 formula that includes trace micronutrients like iron and magnesium. Nitrogen maintains steady vegetative growth, while potassium acts as the primary vascular transport nutrient, pumping water and sugars directly into swelling flower buds for massive size, vibrant petal color, and strong stems that hold heavy blooms high. To bring everything together, non-stop hibiscus blooms come down to steady consistency rather than complicated routines. Keep your soil cool with organic mulch, hydrate deeply in the morning, and clear out spent seed pods and congested center stems to encourage new lateral growth. Most importantly, switch away from heavy phosphorus bloom boosters to a potassium-rich feeding routine that supports the plant's unique biological needs. When you align your care with how hibiscus naturally grows, you won't have to fight yellowing leaves, bud drop, or leggy stems. You'll get to enjoy lush foliage and giant, vibrant blossoms lighting up your yard and patio all summer long. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss our weekly practical garden tutorials. For more low-maintenance ways to keep your flowering shrubs packed with blooms all season, check out our full summer garden care playlist popping up right here on the screen. Thanks for watching, happy gardening, and I'll see you in the very next video.